Well, moving on now, beef is an important part of Nebraska agriculture, and it can also be a tasty part of your dinner plate.
But there are some cuts of beef that maybe you don't think of using as much and maybe a little more budget friendly. So joining us now with more on that is Jordan Wicks with Nebraska Extension. Thanks for being here today, Jordan.
Hey, absolutely.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Good morning.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background.
So I was born and raised in Illinois, and I studied meat science down at Auburn University, and then worked in industry for a little while. Went out to Virginia. I worked on getting my PhD out there while working full time on faculty as a teaching and managing the meat lab and doing some research. And so I come recently here to the great state of Nebraska as a meat scientist here on faculty over at the Department of Animal Sciences and with a heavy role in extension and outreach. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to talk about beef today.
Yeah,
so.
very good.
Yeah, this is beef month and you're in the beef state.
Let's
so
go,
this
yeah,
is perfect for
exactly.
you. So maybe talk about some cuts that you just don't think about using.
Right. So right now, I mean, as consumers, we're aware that beef can be expensive, right? Groceries in general can be expensive. And so when we go to the counters and we start thinking about what are we going to have this week for dinner, how are we going to feed our families and friends, we want to think about, can we afford ribeyes every night? Can we afford tenderloins? It gets pricey. But there's a lot of cuts out there within the beef carcass that are really economical and even comparable to, at times, to pork and chicken. So some cuts that I kind of come to mind off the top of my head would be things that come out of the round. So top round steaks, bottom round steaks, and even a sirloin tip steak. Those are somewhere between depending on the day and the store, somewhere between $4 to $6 a pound. Now those are typically thinner cut steaks, so they cook up pretty quick. They're not as, maybe as tender as what you would expect from a fillet, right? Or even a ribeye. So we want to maybe do a little bit of careful cooking with those, right? So those work really well to add a marinade too. In the morning you're getting ready to head out the door, get one of those 30-minute marinades or make it marinate up overnight, leave it in a bag, put it in the fridge, you come home. You can put that on a grill, cook it to a medium doneness, or you could dice it up and put it in a steak salad. You could add it to a pasta. They cook quickly because they are thinner. You could do these in the oven. You could do these on a skillet. You could put them on a steak sandwich. And so they have a lot of versatility in them as well. We don't, as consumers, we don't want to eat the same thing every time. And so these are nice lean cuts, provide a lot of protein in your diet, and can be a really nice, economical and yet high quality meal.
I love that. I love the fact that beef and do it economically. Can you make a steak in the oven? Everybody does it on the grill.
Yeah, of course. So when you cook a steak, you can, as long as you have heat, you can do it. And so the way to handle that in the oven is usually a little bit of a lower heat.
Okay.
So they'll cook fast, right? But somewhere start it out low. Also, you can do it. Some people put it in there really, really hot, sear it, and kind of turn the oven off and let it kind of cook slowly. These are thinner steaks.
Okay.
I would suggest more of a slower heat on that. You could add a little butter or a little bit of a marinade top on top of that.
Okay.
That kind of help with that as well.
All right, all right.
I just
Very
love
good.
all the different recipes. You just don't think of, steak with salad makes sense.
That does.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's an easy way to do a meal after work.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, Jordan, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely, guys.
Appreciate it.